In many agricultural regions located along the edges of forests, the first sign of wild boars is often not the animals themselves. Instead, farmers recognize their presence through the condition of the ground. Long strips of soil appear turned over in rough patches. Young plants are uprooted from the earth. Sometimes, an entire field that was just planted the day before suddenly becomes a scarred and uneven stretch of soil overnight. In situations like this, simply trying to scare the animals away rarely provides a lasting solution. Wild boars are known for their strong memory and remarkable ability to adapt quickly. Once they become familiar with an area that offers abundant food, they can develop regular travel routes between the forest and nearby fields. For this reason, many wildlife control teams often need to apply more carefully planned management strategies. The first step in that process is observation. Infrared cameras are usually placed in locations where fresh tracks appear or where the soil has been disturbed the most. After several nights, the footage begins to reveal the structure of the group. Typically, a group of wild boars may consist of anywhere from a few individuals to several dozen, including mature animals leading the movement and many younger ones following behind. Understanding the size of the group is an important factor when selecting the appropriate trapping method. If only one or two animals are captured, the rest of the group may become cautious and avoid the area for a long time. Because of this, many modern control strategies aim to capture most of the group in a single intervention. Once a suitable location has been identified, a trap enclosure begins to be set up along the edge of the area where the group frequently passes. The frame of the trap is usually secured with strong steel posts, forming a closed circle wide enough to contain multiple animals at once. Inside the enclosure, familiar food such as corn or fermented grains is placed to attract the wild boars. During the first few days, the trap gate is usually kept open. The goal is to allow the group of wild boars to gradually become accustomed to the presence of the new structure in their environment. At night, cameras continue recording as individual animals move into the enclosure to feed. At first, they are usually very cautious, with only a few entering while the others remain outside watching. After several nights, once the group begins moving naturally into the trap enclosure, the right moment for the next stage is chosen. Operators often monitor the situation directly through the camera system to ensure that most of the group has entered the enclosure before the trap gate is triggered. That moment usually happens very quickly. When the gate closes, the entire group is contained inside the reinforced enclosure. The trap structure is designed to withstand strong impacts, as adult wild boars can be extremely powerful and may react violently when confined. The next morning, the wildlife control team returns to the trapping site. As the sun rises above the edge of the field, the entire trap structure and the surrounding marks become clearly visible. The wild boars inside are usually calmer than they were at the beginning, standing in small groups on the ground within the enclosure. After that, the next steps are carried out according to local regulations, which may include inspection, transport, or population management procedures under wildlife management plans. In many cases, the ultimate goal is not only to address immediate damage, but also to reduce the pressure that wild boar populations place on agricultural ecosystems. In many regions around the world, the rapid increase of wild boar populations has become a major challenge for farmers and environmental managers. They reproduce quickly, adapt well to many environments, and are primarily active at night. Because of this, carefully designed trapping systems are becoming one of the most important tools that allow people to manage the situation more proactively. When implemented properly, these systems not only help protect crops but also contribute to maintaining a balance between agricultural activity and the surrounding wild ecosystem.
In just one night, a sounder of wild boars can turn an entire field into torn, plowed ground. Corn is pulled from the soil, grass is ripped apart, irrigation lines are damaged, and months of work can disappear within hours. This speed of destruction makes wild boar control a major challenge for agriculture. Especially as their numbers grow quickly and they begin moving along fixed routes. Wild boars are extremely adaptable animals. They remember scents, sounds, and dangers they have encountered before. When one animal senses danger, the rest of the group quickly changes direction and becomes more cautious. Because of this, removing individuals one by one often brings only short-term results. Many wildlife programs now use a different strategy, controlling the entire sounder at once. Among modern approaches, large net traps are considered one of the most effective solutions. At first glance, the system looks simple, with a wide circle of netting around a bait site. But behind that simple design is a method built around the natural behavior of wild boars. Instead of forcing them into a trap, the net system allows the whole group to walk inside following their normal feeding habits. The setup begins with a careful survey of the terrain. Managers choose a flat area near the routes the boars often travel, usually along forest edges where the ground shows repeated tracks. Once the spot is selected, a central stake is driven into the soil. From that point, measuring lines mark the positions of the surrounding posts, forming a large circle around the bait area. Steel posts are driven deep into the ground to form a strong support frame. Each post is reinforced with anchors and tension straps to prevent movement when the boars push against the trap. Specialized netting is then attached and stretched around the structure. The net is both strong and flexible, helping absorb impact and reducing injury if the animals panic and run inside the enclosure.
Set. Loosen it, take it off of that.
Bait is placed in the center of the trap, often fermented corn or fruits familiar to wild boars. The scent spreads through the night air and draws the sounder back again and again. As the animals enter and leave the area without danger, their caution slowly fades. The net rests close to the ground like a small barrier, but once inside, its structure makes crawling back out extremely difficult. When one boar moves inside, others usually follow because of their herd instinct. Within a short time, the entire sounder can gather inside the enclosure. There is no sudden gate or loud mechanism to cause panic. The animals only realize the situation once they are already within the circle of netting. Once contained, some boars run around and push against the net. Instead of rebounding like they would against a rigid cage, the soft net bends with the impact and absorbs the force. This reduces the chance of serious injury and keeps the animals moving near the center of the enclosure. The next morning, wildlife managers return to the trap site. By then, the boars remain contained inside the net circle with no easy way out. After securing the area, each animal is carefully guided into reinforced transport units and moved according to wildlife management regulations. Controlling wild boars is not only about protecting crops, but also about maintaining ecological balance. When populations grow beyond what the land can support, they place pressure on native species and disturb forest soil. For this reason, science-based methods such as large-scale net trapping have become valuable tools for reducing damage. From fields torn apart overnight to forests dug up in search of food, the story of wild boars shows how nature depends on balance. When people understand animal behavior and apply the right methods, population control can be effective while still respecting the natural environment. If you find this topic interesting, share your thoughts and follow along to discover more stories from the natural world.